Hi Trixie, hi Katya. Good afternoon, ladies. This is Rupert Everett here, and I wish I was there with you watching my best friend's wedding this afternoon. It's one of my favourite films that I ever made, and I'm so proud that people are still enjoying it today. So have a wonderful Pride, ladies, and see you next time. Lots of love.
Rupert Everett. You know why he's a real gay icon?
Why?
He called us ladies.
I know.
He could have called us sir, but he didn't. Hi, I'm Trixie Mattel.
And I'm Katya.
And we are two queens who like to watch.
Actually, I love to watch.
Strike the sign, get the I love to watch sign.
Do it over, because I'm pumped up and motivated.
Today, we're watching My Best Friend's Wedding.
Which, coincidentally, is my favorite movie.
You guys want to bring in any other gay icons before we start?
Yeah. Oh, and this is our Pride opener.
Also, if you have a movie spoiled for you that's from 1997,
Consider that your life is just rotten.
All right, so in this movie, Julia Roberts, her best friend is getting married, and she realizes, I'm in love with him, and she has only days to try to
Become a
get him.
steel magnolia and really attract him.
Which, by the way, is a great way to get people to fall in love with you. Become unavailable.
That's what you said before, I'm still trying.
Always.
So don't pick up the phone.
Start wearing a wedding ring, and gay girls will be like, what are you doing later? Yeah, exactly. By the way, it's the right hand. Oh. Wait, let me, yeah. Yeah.
I present it like we're at the bar.
Uh-huh. Oh. Oh. Let's watch My Best Friend's Wedding. All right, so we have a young Julia Roberts. She's a food critic. She's having dinner talking about her best friend, and they had a vow of getting married together at a certain age.
Classic 90s tropes. Everybody wanted to be a food critic.
Why?
And then, because it was like, I get to eat and then write like a paragraph and make a lot of money.
This is the one I'm waiting for, right here. I need that special meat right now.
I need that thing of meat right now.
It works in the kitchen? It's
No.
like this.
I worked at the Holiday Inn restaurant for the breakfast shift.
So not a restaurant.
And I pretended to faint one day so I
Why?
could go home. I'm a bad person.
You've been theatrical from day one. Oh, she's the big deal food critic.
Yep, she's the Roger Ebert of eating food.
Inventive and confident.
Gay icon Rupert Everett. Wow, he's kind of gorgeous.
He's very gorgeous.
Looks very British.
Yes.
Is this a real interview or just some cute guy
Is that a cell phone?
It was a walkie-talkie. I met
Go
somebody on
now,
the
there's
roof.
Charlie everywhere. And she grabs a helicopter and flies away. Wow, the 90s.
I get up the nerve to break his heart. So I cried for maybe the third time in my entire life, kissed him, and we've been best friends ever since.
She's giving Rose in the Titanic. It's been 84 years. That's what she's
Yeah.
giving. Can you believe I was one of the 12 people pulled out of the Atlantic after the Titanic took its final voyage?
No, he's nothing like me. He's like you, actually, only straight.
Ooh, a gay friend in 1997.
Out and proud.
That makes
Happy
this
Pride.
basically what? A devil worshiper movie?
Yeah, this is like...
This is a snuff
This is
film
a snuff film.
by 1997 standards. Thank you, Mr. Everett, for being there for us.
He says, swear, when we're 28, if we've never married, we marry each other.
You're about to be 28 in 3 weeks, right?
And can you believe it? I invented the dirigible. That's what she's serving. I remember inventing the bicycle with my brothers.
Cheers.
As she gets up the courage to call her best friend, she finds out that he's passed on.
No,
no, getting married,
close.
getting married.
He's getting married.
Yeah, my best friend's not dying.
My best friend's funeral.
Yeah.
You've been enrolled in the Obscene Caller of the Month Club.
Hey, beautiful.
Something's very wrong here.
There are friends who don't date anymore who are friends now who still have like a slightly flirtatious relationship.
I thought that was me and you, but I realized I was on the phone with my mother.
Look, I have to ask you something. Something incredibly important.
You know, if I could just tell you one thing first.
I smoke pot. A lot of it.
So much weed.
So much pot.
And I started buying shirts that have a pot leaf
Yeah.
on it. I have a chain that has a pot leaf.
Throws
I
on the
do socks with pot
couches, yeah.
leaves.
You probably won't remember this,
Are
but
you kidding? I think about that night all the time.
you do.
But it's not why I called.
What's your favorite scary movie? And then he pops out of that closet, stabs her in the breast.
I called because I met someone.
Oh no.
She's a junior at the University of Chicago. She's 20.
She's 20?
20 years old. He's 28. Yeah.
She was 18 2 years ago. Last year she was a teenager,
Yeah.
but I'm in love with her.
When I met her at a Toys R Us, she
God.
fell down on the ground and I trapped her.
She was a fit model at Justice at the mall.
Oh man, I can't wait for you to meet her.
By the way, Blood Brothers, very cute idea, very gross.
Very gross, very risky.
Also, I love everyone. You're
but
not
they're like
finding me ready to cut my hand.
Who's
Ever.
doing this with a knife like that?
Why would you cut the palm?
It is infected. Infected.
Infected and, by the way, never healing. I'll be on one of those diabetic things, those.
When they have even the thing that does it really quick for you, I still go, ow.
Every time I get my blood tested like that, I'm Meryl Streep. Ow! What are you, nuts?
Yes! Yeah.
Every time,
Yeah.
even though I know it's coming.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
This is the guy she's hung up on?
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Look at those horse teeth just biting his face off.
She's in that Pixar movie Brave. Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz.
People don't know this. Hillary Clinton was a body double for Cameron Diaz in this movie.
My best friend Angelique shattered her pelvis line dancing in Abilene.
Did she say line dancing in Abilene?
Yeah.
Abilene is the name of Cameron Diaz's wine company. Inception.
She's a time
Play the
traveler.
X-Files theme.
Be my maid of honor?
What? Didn't you promote a bridesmaid or someone that you've known?
When you were driving, were you this girl?
Oh, no. I had Julia's attitude behind the wheel.
You were panicked
Screaming
while you were driving.
Nobody's in the car.
Well, you were also in a red curly wig.
I had a lot on my mind.
Oh my God, fierce. All right, so we have Jules trying on bridesmaid dresses with Kimmy.
Kimmy.
Why does the costumer in movies always look like that?
You wouldn't be comfortable unless you were distinctive.
What else did he tell you?
You have a huge vagina.
Well, I thought I was like you. I'm proud to be. Till I met rumpled, smelly old Michael.
You want to see rumpled and smelly?
Unroll my genitals.
Come
Lay
watch
'em
me
out
take
for
this
ya.
wig off and try not to fucking throw up.
All she does is talk about her and Michael's future, and she's just so bright-eyed and dreamy.
That's what I mean. It's like when you meet hot people who are really nice. I'm like, why don't you go
Go
yourself?
yourself.
Want me to turn around or something?
Yeah, turn around and start jerking off.
Not the person I was expecting.
You look really good.
You're getting married in 4 days. Men are pigs, ladies.
Cheater.
Ladies, men are pigs.
Cut his off. Cut the off.
So the honeymoon is where exactly?
She survived another car ride.
San Antonio, Sweet Sacramento, we could start there. Or Phoenix, or depending on the Indiana-Cleveland game.
She's just naming cities.
What are these glasses?
I know.
What are these glasses?
I know, it's so affected.
You know what it is? It's Willy Wonka. Thank goodness he's completely unharmed.
She is a blind woman. She's a blind piano player.
She just entered the elevator like this. Like,
On a range.
Of his snoring? Yeah, he says it's worse than ever.
Anybody who has a snoring problem, that's bad news. You should sleep with a tube.
you should be intubated every night. David snores like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You gotta get that tube in his nose. There's a machine you gotta hook him up to.
He's 35. I'm gonna have to start hooking him up to machines.
Yeah, it's a
Every
CPAP.
morning when he wakes up, I'm gonna unplug it like I'm letting him go at the hospital.
Oh, what about...
Cigars in bed? I broke him at that.
Cigars in bed?
Are you dating a man from the 20s?
I know, this is crazy.
The cigars in bed will never fly. This is feeling like it's gonna turn Les.
I know.
I'm getting married and I've never been with a woman.
No. And after all, what am I gonna be jealous of you for the rest of my life?
This is me deciding to go on tour with you next year.
Of course.
He'll always talk about you.
It's only natural.
This is us.
I know.
You know how many elevators I've sprinted out of hoping to run into something exciting?
Yeah.
I love in movies like this where the third person is made out to be like a horrible fit for the person.
Yeah.
Evil, a bitch.
Yeah.
I like when it's like a Cameron Diaz where it's like, you would love to hate her.
But you can't.
But she's flawless.
Yeah. They could have just caked her in shit and given her a brown tooth, but no. Miss Lady is a little bit overconfident.
Well, he's used to a 20.
That's
She's a
true.
sagging corpse
Yeah,
next to Cameron Diaz.
She's a wrinkled crone fighting against an infant.
Isn't Cameron Diaz like 18 in The Mask?
It was her breakthrough.
She's so beautiful in
She
that movie.
hit the ground running.
Jules, Michael, and Kimmy go to a karaoke bar.
He loves karaoke.
I hate karaoke.
Yeah, karaoke is rotten.
Margarita. Vespa.
Lawrence! It is!
Look what she's doing. Shutting her out. Inside jokes.
This feels mean.
Chewing the skin off his face.
Witch cackling and making it sound
Yeah,
sexy.
no.
I'm gonna tell you, as somebody who laughs, maybe just like Julie Roberts, it's not that fetching.
I think the most important thing is for us to be together.
Say pinky.
He is so beautiful. I'd fight Cameron Diaz for him too.
Please give it up for the dazzling vocal stylings of Miss Kimberly Wallace.
Sometimes the smile's a little too much.
Oh yeah, she's gumming out. Oh, Julia's trying to get her on stage to make a fool of herself. The clapping is making me musical. Is the power of love gonna compel her to be good at music?
Yes.
This is just like Selena.
Perfect pitch.
Don't know what to do with myself. Don't know just what to do with myself.
She's she's getting confident.
Yeah.
The power of love is compelling her to be musical. We
Yeah,
love
she's-
when that happens.
Oh yeah, all the time. If you let go, 2 years of Juilliard right there in your lap.
She's pissed.
It's
She's
working.
like,
How is she doing this?
She's like, it's time to turn up the heat a little bit. She starts her skirt on fire.
Stabs
Let's see
her
how
on the
you
leg.
sing now. Boner.
I guess I'll fall in love with her too. Great job, honey. It's gonna be hard strangling her to death later tonight.
Jules is gonna introduce her gay best friend as her other. It's a ruse, but she's trying to make him jealous.
He's racing back to New York. He just came in for a few hours to me.
Is that so great?
That's fierce.
Yeah, it's
Look at
too,
his face.
It sounded like George was
Sucking and
gay. Actually, yes.
George likes to pretend that he's gay.
Same.
yeah.
Why would you do that?
Oh, I find it attracts women.
Indeed, yes.
Believable banter.
Why would you pretend to be gay? It's a fair question. Why do people pretend to be straight?
Yeah.
How did you and Julianne meet?
In a mental institution.
No! He said, you're gonna learn today. I flew all the way here. You took my ring.
She thought he was Dionne Warwick.
Who is Dionne Warwick?
She's Whitney Houston's aunt.
What is this, like, the Music Man level costuming for these
My Fair
Southern
Lady?
Way to San Jose. La 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 la.
Okay, it's getting weird. Getting weird at the brunch.
And Dionne turned to me, opened her lovely eyes and said,
What that mouth do?
"The moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup,
What is
This is the
happening?
musical part.
forever and ever, you stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. You never will.
Oh!
Yeah.
Love you too."
Wait, now there's piano?
Is that Stephen Colbert?
This is the danger of having a gay best friend. When you get a gay best friend, I'm talking to you, camera A, you have to ask, have you now or will you ever be singing unsolicitedly in a restaurant? Oh God, oh God, oh God. This makes me think of Provincetown when people wear those plastic bibs when they eat lobster that says, let's get crackin'. Because they crack open the skeleton and suck out the white meat. We're supposed to identify with Julia, but Julia's sort of like the shithead here.
Yeah.
Like, you snooze, you lose, bitch.
Yeah.
You could have called that man 2 years ago.
Hello, you don't keep someone in your back pocket. Just
Guess what? If he's really that great, someone else is gonna figure that out too.
they're gonna tie that to a cement block and throw it in the ocean.
Gun to your head, not for sex, just for metaphor. If you're gonna do, you had to do karaoke. What's the song?
Blue Bayou. I've been so sad I've had a worried mind. I'm so lonesome all the time.
Jules, who is trifling, is gonna send an email to make the situation even worse.
Not exactly a pretty woman.
Eric, I need a favor.
How could I break up this relationship that I'm no way a part of?
Michael will not accept our offer.
Lies.
She's getting him fired? This hoe is a messy bitch who lives for drama, and she will read your ass on Tuesday.
She's so clumsy but determined.
I like that they're not going graceful with the pratfall. She about backrolled out the window.
Okay, back to work.
She's gonna save it for later. You messy bitch.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm sending it. I'm just saving it for a few hours.
This is when I won't flush my turds.
Send it, you messy bitch. I want her to. The stakes are high. Look, there's the ring. The inside of the ring says slave. She's misguided. I feel bad for her. She's f***ing shit up. She's making things worse.
Oh, and by the way, I'm holding 4 or 5 emails that I wrote over lunch. Send those out too.
Ooh!
I love you. I've loved you for 9 years. I've just been too
Oh, Mary, desperation diva. You do not force people to make choices that they have not considered and then kiss them without their consent.
In a gazebo.
Hello. Very bad luck.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Hillary.
Run.
Yeah, you f***ed it up, Mary. Sprinting after. What are you gonna do, tackle her if you catch her?
She's after him, he's after her, she's going to get lunch.
There's us.
That's Donna. She's high on drugs.
Damn. Hit a woman. She hit a woman on the way out. Blood carnage.
3 caterers. She's in a bread truck.
She's in a bread truck? Oh, work. She said, if I don't catch up to him, I will carb a load. Jules will be revealing that she's the one who wrote the email.
I have a confession to make. Another confession.
I got my cartilage pierced at the mall and now I have keloid. Can you drive me to the dermatologist? His name is Larry Saperstein in Evanston. It's an emergency situation. I can't hear.
The email that Walter sent to your boss. I wrote that.
So I'm not a natural redhead.
Are you completely insane?
She's like, am I crazy now? Yeah, I haven't seen her pull out her jugs once.
I was just trying to win you.
Look how pathetic I was. Feel bad for me.
I'm like the fungus that feeds on pond scum.
Lower.
That was kind of hot.
You're worthless.
Say it. Thank you. For loving me that much.
She's more forgiving than me. I'd be like, you did what?
Get the f out of here.
She didn't mention I chased you in a bread truck. Like, I think she's understanding that this narrative was never about her.
Oh, I don't think she's getting that yet. I think she needs to be tied up and left alone in a basement for about a few months.
You f***ed it up, Mary.
We will find her.
Here's what I would do. I would go to the wedding. I would look great.
Yeah.
I would wear a white dress.
Panties off.
White dress, panties off.
Yeah.
Then I would come back and invite them to my wedding that was bigger, fancier, to a man who was younger, hotter,
Rich. Yeah.
a certain Elon Musk and I.
Maybe a throuple with
Preparing
Bill
for our
Gates.
nuptials under the southern sky. And I would say things like, this reminds me of your wedding, but like bigger.
Yeah.
Like better food and
I'm
like
getting
prettier
deja
people.
vu. Yeah. How am I supposed to get rich by having sex one time?
That's not gonna happen. You gotta put out constantly. Because that's the thing about marrying the rich guy. You gotta commit to fitness.
Indignities.
Forever.
A host of indignities. Yeah.
So Jules finds Kimmy in the bathroom of a baseball stadium, Wrinkly Field.
Sucking in the ladies' room.
Came here pretending to be my friend, and I made you my maid of honor.
Look at her. Some of us have to poop. Can you stop yelling?
He doesn't love me. He loves you.
They should sing a song.
They haven't panned down, but her panties are on her ankles. She was going to the bathroom.
I'd like to take you to the church.
Me.
What is that look?
A hobo?
She's a homosexual.
Down that aisle. And marry the man of our dreams.
This movie's good. Do people know about this movie?
Jules has got to give a speech after Kimmy walks down the aisle.
She's here to gatekeep.
Yeah.
He's like, keep walking. You are on thin ice. And of course, Cameron Diaz, oh, breathtaking.
Tightest, teeniest.
I hate the earrings. I would have done chandeliers.
I would have done earplugs.
Reminds me of Elvis a little bit.
Elvis and JFK.
Oh, totally. Big Italian stallion energy.
Now let's hear from the maid of honor, the lovely Julianne.
Hi, I'm just finding new and creative ways to make this about me. Hit the music.
I dreamt that some psychopath was trying to break the two of you up.
No one knows what you're talking about.
And nobody wants to hear about your dream. No one. Not one person.
I didn't get you a gift.
Sociopath.
Isn't that funny how I didn't get them a gift? I'm so quirky.
I'm so quirky and interesting.
Are they conjoined?
Yeah.
When I'm awfully low.
I know that there's romantic music playing, but should
My
I lay
tits right
down
here.
and you step on my trachea until it collapses while you tell me I'm less than pond scum? Hillary Clinton's back. Oh God, now she's in love with the woman. This is getting so out of hand. Kimmy, I love you. Jules is alone at the wedding and she gets a phone call.
From a certain Dr. Hannibal Lecter.
Hello, George.
Hello, Clarice.
That's not your color, Clarice, but never mind that now.
I did what I came to do.
What, you split them up?
I gaslit. I gatekeeped.
I girl
and a girl
bossed.
bossed.
I also took a shit on the third tier of the wedding cake. Stuffed it inside.
I can just picture you there sitting alone at your table in your lavender gown.
George, I didn't tell you my dress was lavender.
He's there. He's drumming.
Suddenly, the crowd's part. And there he is.
Gay best friend.
Maybe there won't be sex, but by God, there'll be dancing.
This is the gay best friend you deserve. Unfortunately, it's going to be different than the gay best friend most people will end up with.
Yes.
The gay friend you get will be the one who wasn't invited.
No.
Blackout early by the open bar going, girl,
Get over here, bitch.
like that's the gay
He'll
friend
knock
you'll
the cake over on the way out.
get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's ask the DJ to play Blackout.
This movie's got everything a girl boss needs to start Pride season. Gaslighting.
Gay best friends.
Gay best friends. Deception, intrigue.
Bridesmaid dresses. Cameron Diaz. Julia Roberts.
Elevator tension. Pratfalls.
Rupert Everett.
And singing.
And singing. A main character we identify with because she's not a great person.
Because she's a hag from hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen this absolute classic, check out My Best Friend's Wedding on Netflix.
Do it now or you'll be sorry.
Goodbye. Oh, bye.
Oh, Netflix.
Bye.
Netflix.
Netflix.